Sir, you said during the campaign you had concepts of a plan. Do you have an actual plan at this point for health care?
Yes, we have concepts of a plan that would be better.
The Obamacare premium is going to go up 17 or 18%, and that's not my fault. I didn't want Obamacare. That's the fault of the people that put it in, the Democrats. And now they want to subsidize further. But, you know, where you take it from them, you take it from a lot of other people. We could have much better health care at a much lower price.
Yeah, if only you'd give a detail or two after a decade of saying you're going to. And I love that they're bringing up his past statements that he had concepts of a plan, and apparently in the years since it hasn't advanced anywhere past that. But in his defense, what Republican has come up with a plan in those years? And just everyone, I want you to remember where we started from. Donald Trump, before he became president the first time, implied on the debate stage that we would do universal health care. Does everyone remember that? And then he got a lot of credit for like being a populist, like, oh, we're gonna make sure that everybody gets health insurance and the government's gonna pay for it. How did that work out? No, there's been no movement at all. He is back on the train of saying that the Obamacare needs to be taken away. But this time, he isn't even pretending to have a plan to replace it with, he just wants to kill it. And at least some Republicans, even if they haven't been Republicans for very long, like Representative Jeff Van Drew, are warning of the consequences if they go ahead with what seems to be Donald Trump's plan. Take a look.
People are getting their renewal notices. Their premiums are doubling. So I'm saying we need to deal with that now, because otherwise we're, number one, it's the right thing to do, just morally. Number two, we're gonna get killed. Maria, it's always about, I'm gonna be very blunt again, it's about winning. We have to win the midterms. It's gonna be a hell of a hard thing to do. And if people are just struggling with their health care, it's not gonna help us. So we have that responsibility.
I'm sure it was fun for Representative Jeff Van Drew to briefly pretend that the moral thing to do was what was driving him before immediately going back to, we have to win. We have to win. And if people are struggling, then we can't win. Why not focus on the struggling rather than just being a means to an end? But he is right. I mean, most people want the ACA subsidies to be extended because a lot of people are gonna be economically ruined. Now, interestingly, if you take a look at this chart, it's comparing polling on extending the subsidies in November versus a month previous. And overall, it's only, the support for extending it has only dropped by 4%. Bear in mind, a lot of people are making the calculation of, well, to extend it, you know, we might go through more shutdowns. So people's reason for dropping might be, there could be multiple reasons for that. But bear in mind that MAGA people have dropped the most. And I have to assume that that's the result of 40 days of propaganda that they've been watching, not only coming from people like Donald Trump and his administration, but also from right-wing media, implying that this is somehow not going to be a disaster. But I will remind you, there's a lot of Republicans who sell health insurance premiums are going to double or triple or quadruple. And so we'll see what they think about this in the next couple of months, because that is definitely coming. And again, I wanna give you just a reminder of what this is gonna look like for some individual people. So one is a 63-year-old, Suni Montgomery, is facing a battle with lung cancer. So she's doing chemotherapy, radiation. Her premium this year was $541 a month, which is already a lot of money to be paying for health insurance, but it's about to get a lot worse. It's set to go up to $1,758 a month, which I have to imagine, and she is saying, is just not a thing that she's going to be able to pay. That means she's not going to have health insurance anymore. She's not gonna have health care anymore. And the lung cancer will almost certainly prevail as a result of that. This guy, Chris, retired federal worker, their premiums right now, $401 a month, again, already very high. They're set to go up to just shy of $2,000 a month, nearly half their income. And look, the Republicans, but even most of the Democrats don't seem to really understand how unpayable that will be, how unbearable economically that'll be. Because for them, sure, some of them, their health insurance might go up, but they make so much money that it's not that big of a percentage increase in as a result, as a percentage of their income. But for a lot of people, that now is gonna be more than their rent, more than their mortgage, JR. It's very real for them. And I feel like it's at best an abstract thing for most of these politicians. And we'll see what happens once the premiums actually do increase. People are getting the letters warning them of what it's gonna be. But by the time we get that supposed vote in December, a lot of people's insurance prices will have gone up. What do you think?
That's why when there's these time frames of what is it they're waiting on, or they're gonna do this, and it's only been 40 days. As that pressure built, they keep thinking that people have these pots of money stashed in closets or something, and that people saying that they're suffering are like, well, that is before I open my Scrooge McDuck vault and then I can dive in and get the money. How do they think that everyone can afford things like this? I mean, I'm talking across the board. I mean, the fact that you make a case, the way the Democrats made the case, that we have these very specific examples of people with late stage cancer, and like, I guess I'm gonna have to go along with this new reality that I just might die because of some decisions that someone else made, that they going on TV are saying, we're playing this game, we're pushing that leverage. Things are gonna get worse for you, because once things get worse for you, those Democrats or those Republicans, then they're gonna cave. If you're talking about things getting worse for people, they're separating themselves from the reality that you're talking about people. Like, it's weird that we have to say this. They're breathing right now, and then afterwards they won't be anymore because of the decisions that you're making. How much desperation do you think people are gonna have to go through before they then decide to stop allowing you to be the one walking around flipping middle fingers in their faces about how their lives don't mean anything? This has been the mindset from the beginning. Who cares about these people's lives? Let them die. Just let them die is now the policy of the Republican Party.
Yeah, and look, I think that Jeff Van Drew is a snake in a lot of ways, but I think he's right that this is going to hurt them in the midterms. And again, I don't think this is why any of those Democrats voted to reopen the government. That, okay, then we'll let the health insurance prices go up. That'll go on for a year, and we'll see how many of those people want to vote for a Republican when they've been bankrupted or entirely lost their health insurance. And maybe now they're just suffering their illness without any aid. Like, that's gonna happen. And so that wouldn't be my choice. I would have extended the subsidies, but that's what the Republicans wanted. That's what many of these Democrats wanted. So that's what's going to happen right now. We'll see how that works out for them for the midterms, when people have been ruined. Most people, like, who, I don't know, maybe lose their house, maybe lose their business as a result of this, I don't think they're gonna continue to vote for the party in power. I could be wrong, we'll see. Meanwhile, how much does Donald Trump care about the fact that people's health insurance costs are about to double or triple or quadruple? Not so much. Again, he's the one insisting that it happen, and he really seems to be distracted by a lot of other nonsense rather than the coming economic apocalypse. He posted this on True Social, wow, to a meme that said, breaking, Doggy halts yearly payment of $2.5 million to Barack Obama for royalties linked to Obamacare. Obama has collected this payment since 2010 for a total of $40 million in taxpayer dollars. Except that obviously isn't true. Now you might be led to believe, well, it has to be true. I mean, the president of the United States saw a meme that implied that somehow Obama has been getting paid millions of dollars a year, and nobody's discovered that. Nobody's had an issue with it until some rando on True Social raised the alarm, and he's like, wow, I guess that's true. It's from a website, a parody website called the Dunning-Kruger Times, which great name, by the way, no notes on that. And here's what it says on their site. Everything on this website is fiction, it is not a lie, and it is not fake news, because it is not real. If you believe that it's real, you should have your head examined. Well, the joke's on us, Trump recently has, and that didn't solve the problem. And so the president just posted an absolutely nonsensical, insane conspiracy theory, and that is the most he seems to care about health insurance costs, that he thinks Barack Obama is fleecing the taxpayer. By the way, it'd be pretty rich for him to get mad at Obama, even if he were making $40 million when Donald Trump has made billions so far as president. But Jared, what do you think?
John, the only problem with you taking a week off is you make all these excellent points that I'm prepared to make. $5 billion just in this iteration. And by the way, one last point, you missed this one, Iadarola. If Obama's been, I don't know why we have to address this stupid. If Obama has been taking 2.5 million a year since 2010, you know who was president during that time as well? Why did you allow Obama to take all these $40 million of taxpayer dollars, Donnie? You sorry ass. I'm so tired of these.
What an idiot. But again, or he probably doesn't even believe it. But like, if you're one of his fans, Why does it not hurt your feelings a little bit that he wants you to believe something that obviously isn't true? Whatever, it's impossible to get through to them, so we're not even gonna waste time trying.